Welcome to Mindful Weekend Yoga for anybody who is new. And I'm gonna do something that I do year end so far, kind of as a tradition of teaching a bunch of classes at the end of the year with the intention of ending well and beginning well. And so, as I thought about it this morning, I thought today we would focus on something that's a little bit different at the end of the year, what we want to keep. And so with that, find a spot on your mat. And as a quick reminder, I'm going to teach tomorrow at 10 Pacific, New Year's Eve at 10 Pacific, and New Year's Day at 10 Pacific. And each of those days, we will explore something on this theme of ending well or beginning well. And if you come, you'll see what we're going to talk about and explore. And one of the things I've been trying to bring into these classes a little bit more is somatics and recognizing what we carry in our bodies. So much of my work in coaching is really what we're thinking and what's going on in our head. But when we want to make change, we also cannot ignore the body, and we can actually use our physiology and use our body to help us. And so this yoga is part of that. And as usual, for those who are new, my invitation is to do what works for you and opt out of anything that doesn't work for you. And all you need is a mat, but if you have blocks, I often invite you to use those as well. So, taking a moment here at the outset to arrive, find your breath. You might notice I often say, find your breath. And while we're always breathing, we're often not aware of the breathing. Reconnecting to the inhale and the exhale. Finding your breath as a resource. Use the breath to bring you back to wherever you are. Mind, body, spirit, soul, all in the same spot. On your mat, wherever in the world you are this morning, breathing in and out. Sitting in a comfortable position, whatever that looks like for you, I encourage you to sit up on a block or a bolster or a pillow so that your hips are above your knees with the purposeful intention of releasing your hip flexors. Find your sit bones, your ischial spines, and the bottom of your spine. Root those down into the earth beneath you. Plant yourself. Grow your spine tall towards the sky, like a tree or a plant reaching towards the sun. And notice the lightness that comes. Let your heart be light. Let your shoulders be light. And I invite you to flip your palms open on your thighs and close eyes if that's okay for you. Take in a big deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let the next breath fill every nook and cranny. And exhale long, smooth, and sweet. Not forced, but with ease. Breathing in with ease, drinking, nourishing yourself with the inhale. And a long, smooth, easeful exhale. Pausing here for a moment, letting your breath be as it is. With palms open, considering this question of what in your life would you like to keep? What would you like to keep doing? What's going well? What do you enjoy? What do you love? There may be parts of things, if things are not all or none. Perhaps coming to this class, I know many of you are regulars, is something that you want to keep doing. Perhaps coaching is something you want to keep doing. Perhaps journaling in the morning is something you want to keep doing. Perhaps you want to keep breathing and pausing. Potentially setting an intention would be something you might want to keep doing. noticing what's working or what's going well. Perhaps getting enough sleep. Perhaps traveling more, following your dreams, perhaps being brave. What is it that you would like to keep doing or continue doing, thinking, believing, noticing what's working, what you enjoy, and what you love? Not in an accomplishment sense, just in a keep on doing, keep enjoying. Shifting your focus and attention to those things that are working, that you enjoy. Perhaps focusing more on the breath is working. Perhaps taking time for you in the morning is working. Perhaps mindfulness is working. And notice the brain tendency to go to, I'm going to do more of that. We'll get to that later. For today, enjoy what is working. Enjoy the cozy, familiar things. The things that you love. Maybe it's your bed. Maybe it's a comfy chair. Maybe it's a certain song. What we pay attention to is our life. And most of us are always looking to what we can improve and change. And there is much wisdom in what we do well, our strengths, continuing to do those things. And there's trust and belief in recognizing those things. Seeing that we can trust ourselves, seeing that we do know how to feel good. Seeing that we are successful in many ways already. We are content in certain moments and certain aspects of our life. Taking a moment to reflect on decisions you've made that you wouldn't change, decisions you've made you love, that turned out well. Coming back to the breath. Bring a hand to heart and another hand to top, pressing that heel of the hand into the heart space, releasing oxytocin. Perhaps this hand to heart practice that many of you know from retreats or coaching or this class, you want to keep doing it. This active bodily practice of self-compassion. Enjoying the oxytocin, enjoying that top hand, rubbing on the bottom hand, releasing, lessening the cortisol, melting it away. Enjoying that skin to skin sensation. Maybe this is a practice you'd like to keep. Send the breath to the back of the bottom hand. Bathe the heart with breath. In and out. It's a massage for the heart. Massage for your lungs. Massage for your belly. Maybe it's as simple as you want to keep noticing. Continue being aware of what you feel in your body and what you're thinking, and that you have choice. Bringing your hands together, rubbing them, creating some heat, and bring your thumbs to sternum, fingers reach to the sky, and elbows out wide. Press the palms together. Press each finger together with intention. Press the palms together with intention, elbows out wide. And set your intention for this morning. What things in life might you want to keep? What do you enjoy? What are you doing well? And perhaps exploring those as we practice together this morning, remembering that when we embody these thoughts and approaches, they stay with us in a kind way, not in a willpower. Potentially letting that intention seep into tiny cells in your fingertips, your toes, the nooks and crannies. Taking a big breath in, sending that intention everywhere with the inhale to the farthest nether regions of the lungs, your belly. Exhale, let it out. And opening eyes, let the light in, and we'll lower our hands. Take a moment to transition, releasing any held tension anywhere. Another great practice to keep doing. Find your belly, find your center, find your core. Inhale your arms up to the sky and have a shimmy, not holding things too tight. And drop your right hand, spread your 5 fingers wide. You can be on fingertips or flat palm, you choose. Bend the right elbow, root the left hip down, and reach that left arm over the left ear. Huge breath in and out. Pausing, breathing, keeping it simple. Nourishing every nook and cranny of you. Perhaps that's something you might like to keep the same. Breathing in and out. Press into the right hand, switch over to the left hand, left side, root the right hip down. Paying attention to the transition. Huge breath in, stretch those right fingers leftward. Lengthen your side and breathe. Press into that left hand, reach tall. Exhale, drop your shoulders. Inhale, reach tall once again. Root your spine downward, your fingers upward. Root to rise, we say. Exhale, twist right. Drop the right hand behind you, left hand to the right knee or thigh. Growing tall, lengthening your spine with the twist. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, bring it out. Gaze over your right shoulder. One more breath here. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, let it out. Reach arms towards the sky. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, twist to the left. Left hand comes behind, right hand to the thighs, long spine. Inhale, grow tall. The twists are the lengtheners, spine lengtheners. Grow tall, make space. Exhale, let it out. One more big breath in, growing as tall as you can. Exhale, bring it out, let it go. Inhale, arms come up to the sky. Twist back to center. Open your arms out to the sides and wrap them around you. Give yourself a big hug. Fingers come towards the medial scapula or to the shoulder blades, whatever works for you. Lift elbows up over your chest and squeeze as tight as you can. Remember, you can always give yourself as many hugs as you like or need. Exhale, squeeze tighter. Inhale, squeeze a little bit tighter. Grow tall with the inhale. Let your belly pooch. Exhale, blow it out. Unwrap. Stretch your arms to the side walls. Wrists are flexed, spread fingers wide. Enjoy the energy. Pinch your scapula together. Squeezing everything tight, perhaps squeezing eyes tight too. Exhale, relax. And give yourself a hug in the opposite direction. And wrap your fingers towards the medial scapula. Lift your elbows over your chest and squeeze tight. Inhale, squeeze tighter. Exhale, squeeze tighter, using lots of energy here. Gifting yourself oxytocin and human touch. Perhaps have a little rock here. And we'll untangle. Press hands into the side walls. Squeezing your hands tight Twist your palms, your wrists towards the front, but with fists squeezed. Twist the palms to the earth. Twist your palms to the back wall. And we'll do that once again. Twist your palms towards the floor and towards the front and towards the floor and towards the back. And come back to center. Open your hands, wiggle them. Scoop them into a big beach ball in front. Suck your belly all the way in. Use your belly here to tighten every little tiny muscle fiber in your core, gathering up all those things you'd like to keep doing. Exhale, opening, heart shines forward. Pinch your scapula. Draw your arms back a wee bit farther than you might. Inhale, round and open. Do that a couple more times because it feels good. Keep doing the things that feel good. Noticing your shoulder blades move. And we'll bring our hands back together in front, palms together. Inhale, reach them up to the sky and have a shimmy here. Interlace your fingers, middle finger reaches to the sky. Root your hips downward. Huge breath in. Exhale, tip leftward, root the right hip down. You'll notice a different stretch in your side here. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, tilt rightward. Inhale, back to center. Opening your arms out wide, we'll reclasp them at the sacrum. Press your fists to the floor, straight your elbows, shoulders down and back, and have a little shimmy here. Chin to chest, release your neck. Big breath in and out. One more breath here, taking your time. Body has a lot to hold and unwind. Give it the breath and time. One more breath here. Big breath into every one of those tight neck fibers. Pressing hands to the floor. Exhale, release. Release your hands. Come back to center and have a shake. Shaking things out. Letting some energy in. Shaking as much as you can. There's a lot in somatics about decreasing your cortisol by shaking, so you'll notice, because we're all high cortisol people, that we do more of that. Lifting up the block if you're on one and moving it out of the way. Stretch your legs long in front and move the flesh of your seat with kindness, without judgment, as I like to say. Remembering that that might be something you want to continue to do. Bringing less judgment to things. Bend your knees slightly. Find your ischial spines and your sit bones. Flex your ankles. Spread your toes wide. Draw in the energy. Slowly lower knees towards the floor. Tilt your pelvic bowl forward. Stack your spine. Heart shines forward. Bring your hands behind you. Press your fingers into the earth like cupcakes under your hands. Come into Dandasana or staff pose. Everything is engaged here. Huge breath in, fingers press into the floor. Exhale, extend, engage further. Inhale, grow a little bit taller. And exhale, let it out. Relax and notice. Wiggle toes, wiggle feet. Bring your hands to your thighs, gently slide them down the shins. Back is flat here. Heart shines forward, chest shines forward, and you'll notice the energy move. With intention, let it move. Most of the stuff we're doing today is stuff we've done in the past that I like to keep. Flex your ankles, spread your toes wide, relax your toes. Point your toes, enjoy your shins. Flex your ankles. Inhale. Slide forward a wee bit more. With intention, perhaps, let that energy shift. Let it move. Breathe into it. Huge breath in and out. Round your neck and fold your back. Coming into a forward fold. point your toes and flex your ankles. Slowly slide up your knees to your thighs, and we'll bring the soles of our feet together. Come into a butterfly pose. Find your sit bones, find your ankles. Your hands can be on your arches or your ankles, and perhaps flap your wings. Wrap your elbows around your chest, supporting your spine. Sit up tall. Grow the crown of your head to the sky. Hug your ankles, heels towards you a little bit if you have room. Lower the heels towards the floor and close your eyes for a moment. Reconnecting to that intention. Things you might like to keep. Here with your pelvis a little bit more open. And you truly connect to some of those deeper desires, wishes, things you love and enjoy that maybe you don't tell people about. Your secret hobbies of stickers or needle pointing or whatever the thing is you just really enjoy. Maybe it feels indulgent. Maybe you want to keep doing it. Open eyes, release your ankles, and slide your feet forward into a diamond. Grab ankles once again, round your back and fold forward. See if you can grab your toes and let the crown of your head fall towards your toes. And enjoy it. 2 breaths here. Closing eyes. And considering, again, what you might like to keep. Noticing the backs of your hips here, inviting space there. And slowly sliding upward, your hands can slide up, draw your knees together, and we'll sweep our feet around. Come to hands and knees. Grab a blanket if you wish. Back is flat, tops of the feet are light on the earth. Have a little bang with your feet. Once again, sending some of that cortisol into the earth. Come to stillness. Being really kind to your knees here. Spread your fingers wide, press your palms into the floor, elbows straight. Inhale for cow, enjoy your back, invite some room into the lower spine and the belly. Exhale, round, suck your navel all the way up, as deep and juicy a cat as you can. Inhale for cow. And exhale into cat, sucking your navel up. Let this be a belly strengthener, a core center awakener. Inhale for cow. Enjoy that front of the belly. Exhale, sucking it all the way up. Use every tiny muscle fiber here. Come back to tabletop. Wag your tail a little bit. Look over the right shoulder, sway your right hip, and have a little sassy thing here. Come back to center. Gaze over the left shoulder, sway your left hip towards you. And come back to center. We'll do that once more. Gaze right hip comes forward. Notice little things, wake up here. And once more to the left. Come back to center. Walk your hands forward, curl your toes, and lift up as high as you can into downward dog. Pedal your feet. Enjoy it. And in this upside down position, checking in once again about what you might like to keep. When we're upside down, we have a different perspective. Gaze at the view between your legs. See whatever you might see. Bend your left knee, straight your right knee. Bend your right knee, straight your left knee. And notice if you'd like a wider down dog or wider feet on your mat or feet together, and choose what feels good. Take a minute to notice what feels good to your hands. Practicing what feels good to you. Different on different days. Lift up all 10 toes. Connect to the ball mound of both feet. Root your toes, lift up, shift your weight into your toes, lift your hips as high as you can. Press into your hands and shoot your hips back, forehead lowers to the floor. 3 breaths here. 1 more. Let it be big, juicy, feel good. Gaze forward, walk your hands forward a wee bit, come and your feet back, shift into plank pose. You may be able to shift directly, or some of you may need a readjustment. And take a moment here to find your center. Shift onto your tippy toes, bend knees, untuck your toes, and lower down chaturanga to the earth. Third eye on the earth, and take a moment here, entire body, front body connected to the floor, palms light. Notice how it feels. 1 more breath, just to enjoy it. Something we rarely enjoy, and if you like it, maybe do more of it. Inhale, gaze forward, heart shines forward. Hips press into the floor, the low cobra. Exhale, lower down, curl toes, press up to down dog. And walk that dog. Come to stillness. Find the ball mount of the right foot rooted into the earth. Stabilize both your hands, find your belly, find your center. Use your center to raise the left leg into 3-legged dog. Press your heel into the back wall. Big breath in. Exhale, bring your foot between your hands, come into a low lunge. Adjust as you need. Enjoy that release in the right hip. Your hands can be on your thigh, they can be on blocks if you have those, or reach them to the sky. Decide what feels best to you. Back that left hip back, right hip forward. Letting that subtle be significant. Huge breath in. Reach your arms taller, pour the breath into the right hip flexor. Exhale, sink in a tiny bit more. Lower your hands to the earth, tuck your back toe and lift your right knee up to the sky. Plant your right hand, twist to the left, come into an easy twist. And enjoy that left hip, roll your left wrist. Let yourself enjoy this, practice enjoying. A good thing to keep doing next year, on and off your mat. Lower that left hand to the earth. Pop your back foot forward about 3 inches. Drop your heel. Cartwheel open to warrior 2, and you may need to readjust your feet. Be stable. Arms will reach in either direction. Gaze, or your drishti is over the front middle finger. Huge breath in. Grow your torso tall. Feeling aligned. Heels are heel to heel alignment, as we say. Exhale, sink in, bend that front knee and enjoy here. Notice if there's any micro adjustments you want to make. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, sink in a smidge. Flip the front palm up, drop your right hand down, cartwheel back to peaceful warrior. Front ribs open. This is what I'm going to keep doing. I really love it. You all probably know that because I do it a lot. And I don't just stay here for a second. I stay here for a breath or two, opening up those front ribs and enjoying it. Using your legs, holding tight, glutes are firm, inner thighs engaged, outer edge of the back foot engaged. Pour the breath into the front ribs. Exhale, cartwheel back to warrior two. Bend that left elbow and reach your right arm over, come into side angle. Don't dump into that front thigh, stay light, reach the top arm as long as you can. A long line in the right side body, wiggle your fingers. Cartwheel back up to warrior two. Straight your front knee, bring your hips way back, reaching those fingers as far forward as you can. Lower your hands to your ankle or shin or calf or block, and reach your right arm to the sky, coming into Trikonasana or triangle pose. And take a moment here to refine it so it feels good. Triangle pose is also one of my favorites. Remember to breathe. Engage both inner thighs, the outer edge of the back foot, the ball of the front foot. Cartwheel up. Right hand comes to the right thigh and into a reverse triangle. Enjoy. And cartwheel back open, bend that front knee. Cartwheel your hands to the earth on either side of that front foot. And we're gonna bring that front foot back. Come back to downward dog here. And walk the dog. Undo any tension in the right calf. Pause in stillness. Bring your feet a little bit closer together. Lift up onto your tippy toes. Shoot your hips to the sky. Lower the heels. Enjoy the release. Let the energy shift. Stretching releases serotonin. Enjoy that serotonin. It's like an SSRI, as is yoga. Evidence shows it works well. Inhale, lift up onto your tippy toes, drop your heels to the left, bend that left knee, reach the right heel to the floor and enjoy that right hip. Lift up onto tippy toes, shift back to center, go the opposite way, right knee bends, left heel reaches to the floor, send some love to the left hip. Breathe. Come back to center. Once again, shift your weight forward to plank. Pause here, find your belly, stay steady, and take a moment to find your center, a good practice to keep doing. With intention, shift your weight forward to your tippy toes, lower down, chaturanga to the earth. You can come up through up dog if you wish, or low cobra. Do what works for your body, and we'll meet in down dog. And take a moment here. Attend to anything in your body that needs attention. Maybe it needs breath, maybe it needs a stretch, maybe it needs a wiggle. A good practice to keep doing. Taking a big cleansing, deep, nourishing, delicious breath. Find your center. Raise your right leg to the sky. Three-legged dog. Huge breath in. Exhale, bring your foot between your hands. Come into a low lunge and rise up. Hands can be on your thigh, in the air, on your hips. Be kind to that back knee. And take a moment here to settle, to feel good. Back your right hip back and your left hip forward. Send the breath into the left hip flexor with intention. Exhale it out. One more big breath, grow as tall as you can. Exhale, sink in a smidge more. Lower hands to either side of your foot. Curl the back toes, rise up to the high lunge. Plant your left hand on the earth, twist to the right into what they call an easy twist. Roll that right wrist. Being kind. Plant your right hand back on the earth. Hop your back foot forward about 6 inches, drop your heel to the right, and cartwheel up to warrior two on this side. Rearrange your feet if you need. Heel to heel alignment. Bend your front knee. Gaze over that front middle finger. Pause here. Stabilize your warrior. Remembering to focus on the transitions. How we approach the transition impacts how things turn out. Engage your glutes, engage your inner thighs, the outer edge of the back foot, the toes on the front foot. Flip that front palm up and drop backwards into reverse warrior, peaceful warrior. Enjoy the rib cage. Bathe every nook and cranny of the rib cage with breath. Perhaps you want to keep remembering your breath. Go back to warrior two. Pause for a moment. Focusing over that right middle finger, your drishti, your intention. Perhaps you want to remember intention setting. Rather than letting your brain go to the negative automatically, giving it something else to focus on. Shift your weight over that front knee, bend your right elbow, reach into side angle. Stretch the left side body, left fingers as long as you can. Enjoy every nook and cranny. See if you can't lengthen it a smidge more. And if you get destabilized, notice micro adjustments. Always making micro adjustments. Balance is not static. One more breath here. Cartwheel back. To warrior two. Straighten your front knee, hips shift way, way back. Drop into Trikonasana or triangle pose and pause here. Let it feel amazing. Notice your inner thighs, your toes. Pause and notice. Go back up and back to reverse triangle. Sending some love to the hip, front hip in a different way, arching your back in a different way. Cartwheel back to warrior two. Cartwheel your hands to the floor. Turn that back toe forward and hop it all the way to the front. Come into a forward fold. You can readjust if you need when you arrive here. And sway. Let your forward fold feel delicious. Practicing feeling good. Something we practice here in yoga all the time. Maybe you want to keep doing that. Remembering what feels good. Come to stillness. Left hand plants on the floor. Spread your fingers wide. Bend your left knee. Twist to the right. Reach your right hand to the sky. Right leg straight. Enjoy your IT band. Enjoy your wrist. Switch sides. Plant your right hand on the floor. Bend your right knee. Sorry, left knee straight. Twist to the left. Enjoy the IT band. Come back to center. Both knees a juicy, juicy bend. Clasp your hands at the sacrum. Allow your hands to fall over your head and send some love to the shoulders. Inviting a little release, a moment of release. Bend your right knee straight, your left, twist a smidge to the left. Switch sides. Notice there's tension. Can you melt into the tension? Can you soft into the move into the tension without overdoing it? Come back to center. Let your hands go a smidge more. Hands to sacrum. Lower them down. Release. Shake everything out upside down for a moment here. Find your belly and unroll. Inch by inch by inch by inch by inch by inch, as slowly as you can, attending to the transition. And breathe. Three deep breaths. Wiggling fingers, wiggling toes. Roll your shoulders back 3 times. And forward 3 times. And we'll inhale our arms out and up, palms come together, slight arch back. Drip your hands down, front, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift, your heart shines forward, rear end sticks out. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale once again for a half lift. Enjoy the backs of the legs, the lower spine. Exhale, lower down. Find your belly and unroll all the way up. This time, reach arms out and up. Bring them together at the top and drip them back down the front to heart center. Press the thumbs into the sternum and take a moment here to breathe. Connecting with that intention. Open eyes, let the light in if they're closed. Lift up all 10 toes, root them downward. Kickstand your right foot, slide the sole of your right foot up to your calf. We're going to come into tree pose. You can come into higher or lower tree, but please don't put the sole of your foot over your knee. And reach your branches when you feel ready. Enjoying your tree pose. Trees pretty much do the same thing most years, and they're still beautiful. They do what they do best. They keep losing their leaves in the fall or not, depending on the tree. Bring hands back to heart center. Press the thumbs into your sternum. Draw that right knee forward. Extend it long. And notice if you tip over. And bend. And stretch it long. And bend your knee. Bring the sole of your foot back to your calf. Come back to that tree with the hands at center. Just take a moment to find your center. And lower your foot and shake it out. Rolling everything out, letting it all feel amazing. And we will come to stand to do tree on the other side. Kickstand your left heel. Hands to heart center to help you balance. Slide that sole of the foot up to the ankle and pause. Breathe. Enjoy. Reach your arms to the sky if you feel like that would be fun. Bring your hands back to heart center. Draw your knee forward. Extend your leg. Bend your knee. Extend. And bend. And we'll bring the foot back to tree. On the calf. Pause for a moment. Engage your glutes. And lower down. Shake it out. Step your feet to wide angle pose. You can have a block or not. Hinge at the waist and lower your hands to the earth in front. If you have a block, keep your back flat. If you don't, you reach to where you can. You can also use a chair. Outer edge of both feet are parallel to the front and back of the mat. Take a moment here to breathe with your back flat. Dropping into your body, listening to your body, something we learned in yoga and maybe you want to keep doing. Take hands off the block and you'll walk your hands back between your feet, gazing behind you. If you wish, you can put your forehead on a block and enjoy an inversion here. For many of us, the forehead or third eye on the block is calming, gets us out of anxiety. Lots engaged here. You may feel like you're just hanging out upside down. The outer edges of your feet are engaged. Your calf is engaged. The back of your legs are engaged and releasing at the same time. Pausing and noticing the information and wisdom you get when you're upside down. Anything that comes to mind now in this more parasympathetic state that you might like to keep doing, keep the same. Bringing hands back to center, walk them over to the left ankle. Right hand will come to the left ankle, left hand will come to the sky. Roll that left wrist to the sky and enjoy what happens. Lots of things working here. Bringing hands back to center, switch sides. Left hand, right ankle, right hand to the sky, gaze up, roll your wrist, enjoy. Bring your hands back to center. Bend your left knee, shift your weight over to the left, raise your right toes to the sky and pause here. You can use the block if you wish. Point your toe and flex your ankle. See if you can close your eyes. And we'll walk over to the other side. You can take the block with you. Bend right knee straight, left toes come to the sky. You can use that block for support or not. Take a moment here, dropping in, enjoying. Wiggle those left toes. Remember to keep it light. Come back to center. Turn your heels in. Heel toe your feet, and we're going to drop into yogi squat. Elbows come to the inner thighs, fingers come to heart, and hang out here for a minute. Have a rock. Enjoy it. Maybe sway a little. Don't take it too seriously. Close your eyes and drop in for a minute. Notice if there's any information here. This yogi squat is a deep personal pelvic stretch, and very often things come up here. What things would you like to keep the same, keep doing, continue? It's not a question we ask ourselves very often. Close eyes and connect with any wisdom here from the heart space, from the pelvis, from simply being in a more parasympathetic space where we have more access. Lower hands, turn your feet to face forward, and release in a forward fold. Huge deep breath. Lift up all 10 toes and lower them down. Release hands, find your center and unroll, coming up to stand. Let the blood flow readjust. And we will transition to a seat. And I'd like to come into double pigeon. I know not all of you can do double pigeon. So if you can't do double pigeon, you can do one foot in front. You can do cow face pose, or you can lie on your back and do figure four. For those of you who wish to do double pigeon, bring your right ankle in front of your left knee, and you'll pick up your right ankle, place it atop the left knee, and enjoy your right hip here. Take a moment to notice your sit bones, even them out on the floor. Tilt your pelvic bowl forward and grow your spine tall. Your hands can rest lightly, palms up where we began. You can bring a hand to heart. Notice what feels best to you. And breathe. If you want to readjust, now would be the time to either try out cow face pose if you want to change it up a little bit, or if you're on your back, shift your hands where they are in figure 4. Have a little rock. Perhaps a little massage. And we'll untangle, stretch our legs long. And come through perhaps a forward fold, whatever might release your hips, wiggle your toes. And we'll switch to the other side. Left ankle in front of right and lift it atop the right. And find your sit bones. Take a minute, readjust, root your ischial spines downward, tilt your pelvic bowl forward, grow tall. Just so you all know, this is a real live class. One thing I'm gonna keep the same for next year is my son's car, he left something on when he came home from college a week ago, and it's dead. And he's now called AAA and they're fixing it right outside my window. But I'm gonna keep the same, that he's gonna deal with it himself. And if they make a lot of noise, that's what's happening. But you can know I'm internally celebrating. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, release. Take this moment to readjust if you wish to come into cow face pose or something else. 2 more breaths. Noticing that when you give it time, things soften. And we'll begin to come out. Stretch legs long, being kind. If it's kind to do a forward fold, do that. If it's kind to roll on your back and bring your knees into your chest, perhaps roll your ankles, flex your toes, do what feels good here. And we'll make our way to lying down. Knees bent. Give yourself a little time to arrive here. And as you arrive, make sure you're comfortable. Are your shoulders untucked? Are your clothes not trapped? Is your sacrum flat? Notice your palms, notice the soles of your feet. Breathe. Bring your heels a wee bit closer to your rear end, press into your hands, lift up into an easy bridge. Shimmy your shoulders underneath you. You can grab the edges of your mat and tug them forward, reach your hips to the sky. You want to clasp your hands underneath. Do what works for your body here. And make sure your knees are not super scrunched. If they are, readjust. Reach your sit bones to the sky like headlights. Shimmy your shoulders under you a little bit more. Waking up the back body here. Noticing how good this feels. Imagine if you kept doing this once a day. Untuck your shoulders, release the mat if you have it or your hands. Unwind slowly, 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 slowly. Until your sacrum reaches the earth and pause for a moment. Release the glutes, release your fingers, release your shoulders. Let it feel really good. Let it melt. Lift up your toes, lower them down. Bring your knees into your chest, clasp your hands around your shins, massage your back. Enjoying the self-massage. Enjoy the farthest edges until you almost tip over. Bring your, come to center and be still. Bring your hands to the outer edges of your feet, come into happy baby. Knees come towards the floor, soles of the feet to the ceiling, or the sky if you happen to be outside, and rock. Enjoy. Straight one leg if you have room. Switch sides. Bring the soles of your feet together, bring your heels to your groin, release the groin. Release your hands, lower your feet to the floor, knees together. Bring your right knee into your chest. Hands come to the back of the right thigh, reach your right leg to the sky. Press your heel to the sky, toes towards your nose. Extend your left leg. Point your toe on the right foot. Flex your ankle, flossing that nerve. Point your toe. Flex it. Bend that knee. Lower the foot. Switch sides. Left knee comes in. Hands come behind the left thigh. Reach the right heel to the sky, toes towards your nose. Extend your right leg. Point your toe. And flex your heel to the sky. You'll reach sky, toes to your nose. Once more, point. And flex. Bend that knee. Lower it down. Bend both knees. Pick up your hips and shift them about 6 inches to the left. Lower them down, draw your knees in and fold towards the right into a twist. Readjust so your hips are stacked, right hand is on left thigh, and your left arm can be a T or a cactus or by your hip. Do what works for your body. And pause here. Invite release. Maybe this is something you'd like to continue doing. Three more breaths on this side. Your gaze is turned, bring it back to the center. Release that right hand. Bring your knees back to center. Reorganize your hips. Pick them up. Bring them about 6 to 12 inches to the left. Draw your knees into your chest and fold to the left in a twist this time. Left hand comes to the right thigh and your right arm can be a T or a cactus. Breathe. Three more breaths here, inviting, softening, release, wisdom, knowledge, floating thoughts, whatever is floating in, let it be. Release that left hand. Bring your knees back to center. Reorganize your sacrum flat to the floor. Soles of the feet together, knees apart, coming into Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclining butterfly. One of the most restorative poses in yoga. If your hips feel too stretched, put blocks underneath your knees, or pillows, or blankets, or towels, whatever you have. And allow yourself to soften in here. Gaining wisdom from that left hand on your heart. Gaining wisdom from the right hand on your belly. You can stay here for Savasana, or you can bring your hands to the outer edges of your thighs and draw your knees together, extending your legs long and letting your toes fall to the outer edge of the mat. Wherever you are, set your intention to let go, to surrender, and to rest. A few moments of letting the world be, setting everything down and aside. Simply pure rest. Anyone who wants to stay longer, please do. It's the beauty of Zoom yoga and YouTube yoga. For anyone who is ready to come out, deepen your breath. Gently begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Inviting that consciousness and conscious movement back in. And enjoy a delicious stretch in whatever way feels good to you. And make your way to a comfortable seat. Noticing what you know about what feels good. Perhaps you want to continue to notice what feels good and continue to do more of it. When you arrive seated, bring a hand to heart and another hand to top. Thank you all so much for practicing with me this morning. May you all have a beautiful day of connecting to what you would like to keep doing, what you would like to continue, what feels good, what you enjoy, and what you love. I hope that you will join me tomorrow and or on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.